I'm tired. It's been a long day. I've been crocheting a dinosaur. And I've got over half of it done. Considering it's my first time doing this pattern, I'm doing pretty good. But I need to make sweets. Been making a lot of stuff from scratch lately, and then I realized I forgot to buy granola bars at the grocery store, and David always has granola bars in his lunch. I feel kind of stupid. I'm not going to go back to the grocery store. So my love language is going to be to make him from scratch some no-bake cookies to go in his lunch next week. So I'm going to get these done, probably make a batch tonight, maybe a batch later the weekend, depending on how much he eats. And that's going to be me saying, see, I remember John Valentine's Day. Where is he? He's hunting something. Doing something. Okay, first thing, we're going to whole stick of butter into your little saucepan. Turn it on. 1 stick of butter. Okay, thank you. To the 1 stick of butter, you're going to add 2 cups of granulated sugar. I use both white and yellow. Use whatever floats your boat. 2 cups of sugar. Oh my goodness. I need more hand strength. Get in there and get that. Thank you. I'm guesstimating. 2 cups of sugar. So half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick. 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and put in, you're going to put in about 3 to 4 tablespoons of this. I eyeball it. Cocoa. 3 to 4 tablespoons of cocoa. I eyeball it. I never measure it. I do measure sometimes, but not a lot. We have to make this easy, or I won't do it. Now I'm going to add some vanilla, because vanilla and no-bake cookies, in my mind, go together. So I'm adding vanilla. So we've got butter, 2 cups of sugar, 3 to 4 tablespoons of your cocoa, vanilla. I'm putting crap back up as I get done. And now we need a half a cup of milk. And y'all are still fully aware that my granny taught me to keep dried milk in the house, because me and David do not drink a lot of milk, so I keep dried milk in the house for recipes, because that's what my granny taught me to do. Grannies are great. Grannies teach you how to do everything. So I'm going to mix my milk. I've got my saucepan on. It's going to start melting everything. There we go. Okay, that one's in. Now we have peanut butter and oats to go, but we want this to be melted down before we do that. Hello. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. It's okay. So I've got my little saucepan going here. I'm going to chop up my butter a little bit so it melts a little bit quicker. You want to bring this to a boil. You want to let it boil for about 1 minute. Again, estimate. Estimations are great things. Okay, I got to do this to read. You're now here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the subscriptions, y'all. I just hijack the channel when I want to cook or craft. That's all I do. We're making no-bake cookies today. Peanut butter no-bake cookies. So we've got our butter in here, our sugar, our milk, our vanilla, our cocoa, and we're just going to start melting it down. We're going to bring it to a boil, let it boil for about a minute, and then we're going to add our peanut butter and our quick oats. And then we're going to very quickly plop it on this pan so they can cool. So that's what we're doing today. we've been married a long time. Had a couple of rough years here at the last of it. So I take care of people when my health is good. So I always make sure he has something sweet to go in his lunches and stuff. And I forgot granola bars. So this is me saying I care enough to do something that I don't really want to do. Just to make sure that you have something sweet to go to work with, because I'm nice that way. Go with it, people. I really am. Happy Valentine's Day. My husband's off hunting something. I don't know where he was checking his trap line this morning, and then the TWRA is giving him what do you call it? A permit, Brian, to eradicate some hogs on some farmland. So, I mean, would you stay home or go hog hunting? Honestly, if I had 2 good legs and energy, I would go hog hunting. That used to be all I ever did, was hog hunt. I loved hog hunt. But now, since my health is not what it should be, I'm doomed to stay home forever. Okay, we're getting there, y'all. It's getting worked in. Oh, and look what I found the other day. I'm going to grow a lotus in it. I found this beautiful little candy dish. I found a little shot glass. You plant your soil in there. You put your lotus in there, and then all the way around it, you put water, because lotus like both. I'm going to turn that into a little lotus planter. And then I found me a giant mixing bowl for $2. Hello. Giant glass mixing bowl. Don't sleep on your little flea market places in your town. They're awesome. Oh, you're a truck driver? That's for the military. That's neat. I bet you can drive about anything. I went through college working at Barnes. I was the head stable boy. Laugh about it. But it was because I could drive the front end loader and fix the manure spreader. And my dad was a blacksmith and a farrier. He shot horses my whole life. So I grew up in horse barn. So it was just normal to work in horse barn. I took care of the brood mares. I took care of the breeding program. And I worked for 2 huge Pasofino stables. Even though I grew up in gated stables and I prefer to ride stock, my lot in life seemed to be Pasofinos. So now, after retiring, I was a parole officer for violent offenders and a counselor. Now, after retiring due to my health, I'm bored. But my health is so fragile. I have to take care of me 24/7 to stay going. I've not had any hospitalizations in 2 years, which is amazing. It's called taking care of myself better. And yeah, today I've just been taking it easy. Now, the last 2 days I have not felt well with this weather coming through, so I've just taken it easy and rested and crocheted, and I've crocheted some little stuff, and then today I started on a dinosaur, and I've got it about done. Ooh, we are basically all velvety mixed in there. Yay. We're going to let this come to a boil. If you have a spoon rest, use it. That one was bought by Gypsy. Christmas for last for me. So one of my subs bought that for me. If I wouldn't get copywritten, I would. If I had my mom and dad here, I'd say just pick and grin, guys. If you go back on the channel around Christmas, right before Christmas, we did a picking and grinning session. If you want to be subjected, you don't have to be subjected, but if you want to be subjected to that, go right ahead. Feel free. I didn't go to Morgan Scott, no. I just had to go to town, and I went to the little inside flea market. You know what? Yeah, that's Gypsy. See, Gypsy's the one that brought me the spoon rest. The indoor flea market, where we always end up going with that really weird wooden floor. I want to go to Dillon's, but I didn't get by Dillon's. I only had enough energy for one. And I just needed a couple things, and I found both of them at the first one, so I just gave up and come home. I've got some other glass pieces that I bought a few months ago that I'm going to use too, but I don't have all of them out. Come on, bowl, baby, bowl. Yeah, my mom plays banjo. I play the fiddle, mandolin, alto sax. Mom plays the banjo. Mom can coordinate anything. Dad plays guitar. Brother plays guitar. We were the darlings, you know. Gypsy, I'm there with you. Yeah, I'm there with you. If my lotus stuff had not sprouted, I wouldn't have got that. But my lotus did sprout. So they've got about 2 inches of sprout on them. They're in the water. They're going to stay there for about 2 weeks to 30 days until they have good roots on them. I'm going to change the water every 3 to 5 days. And when they have good roots on them, I'm going to plant them. But they have to be planted in soil, but submerged or surrounded by water. So this is my first rodeo with this lotus stuff. I've got Haley on it too. Even though her seeds took way longer to get to her. Mine took forever, but hers took forever in like 2 weeks. I don't understand that. My dad had we're boiling, hang on. My dad had a radio program every Sunday on the radio. And so we did radio programs and did singings across Tennessee, Kentucky. And so I don't think we ever made a CD though. But I was on the radio a lot as a kid. Maybe that's why I'm not ever bashful. Perhaps. I don't know. We're letting this boil for just a few more seconds. Now, I love music, but when I listen to music, I listen to bluegrass and country. But I'm bad to I'm bad to turn on Queen or some like old death metal rock when I'm cleaning. You're either going to hear like perfection bluegrass coming from my house, or like something that will scare you. I'm one of those. Okay. So we let it boil for a minute. I'm going to remove it from the heat. And I bet you my peanut butter isn't open. Oh, yeah, I'll go figure that one. Any other time, David would have already been into it. I have no hand articulation, so teeth are necessary. Get another spoon. I wash dishes. I'm going to use a fork. I wash dishes, but I have gone through about everything I've washed. It's pathetic how much you go through. About a half cup to a cup of peanut butter. You want it peanut buttery, but you don't want it to stick to their mouth and drive them bonkers. I'm going to work that in for just a second. Stick it back on there for just a minute. I've got quick oats, so it doesn't really have to be boiling when I put the quick oats in there. My peanut butter's stubborn, y'all. Y'all ever made a peanut butter Amish pie? Where you have to make the gloopy gloop that goes in the middle? That takes forever, but it's really good. Okay, I've got my peanut butter worked in. Mostly. Now we're going to go to our quick oats. Mine has seen better days. Bless its heart. Had a rough life, have you? Sorry. You're about done. It's okay. I'm really bad to take these and wrap them and turn them into things. Like I'll cut them in half and wrap them in leather and braid the leather around them and make purses. And I've made coyote face purses like that, fox face purses. I'm going to do about 3 cups of the quick oats. See how far that gets. I may have to put more. We'll see how it puffs up. I may wash that out, dry it out, dust it out, and wrap it in leather and make me another. I've got a coyote face that I've got to do something with. I'm going to add a little bit more. I've got a raccoon purse too. I need to put it in David's Etsy shop. Y'all, if you've never shopped David's Etsy shop, it's Hillbilly Heart Decor. He's got his hides and some of my arts and crafts. That really pretty necklace I just made is on there, that raccoon jaw necklace. So that is on there. I'm going to let this thicken up for just a second. Look at there. Now, some people like to add stuff. I'm not. I'm completely old school. Leave it alone. Don't bother it. And you want to dump these at a certain size so that you don't get them too big. I use this little silicone spoon for that. Even though I'm trying to get to all wood utensils again, I use a little silicone spoon. Let me move my chicken. Move my chicken. Okay. Looks pretty good, but I'm picky. I'm gonna add just a few more. I eyeball everything. You get my age, you just eyeball everything. You don't cook by recipe anymore. You cook by taste, by memory. There, that feels better. Okay. Now we're just going to splat. Now, I do these kind of big for Dave. He's a big old feller. So I do these kind of big for Dave. If you need to do them smaller because you have children, feel free to do them smaller if you have children. I'm married to a big burly lumberjack, so he gets them rather large. And don't worry about dropping stuff. Just make sure that you slide it under a cookie before you put another cookie on the pan. Watch me have to get another pan. Yep, I said it. It's going to have to happen. It's okay. I can fit a couple up here. Fit a couple small ones. I might eat them. Not. Honestly, I don't like these, but my husband loves them. So I'm kind enough to make them for him. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. Hang on, I got to get a plate. Hang in. Watch out, it's going to be a roller coaster for a second. I need a plate. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to jostle you. I hope nobody got sick. Everybody keep your hands and legs inside the ride at all times. Hey. Okie dokie. I was going to make him some more ice cream, but y'all, I got to stop making the ice cream so much because it's good and I'll eat it and we don't need to go there. I've lost too much weight in the last year to put it back on. Lost 130 pounds. I'd like for it to stay gone. After all those knee surgeries, I didn't think I'd ever lose all that weight. I did. It needs to stay off of me. So we're not going to make the homemade ice cream very often. But if you want to try the homemade ice cream, it is a cup of sweetened condensed milk, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and cocoa. That's all it is. I'm going to take my lid off of my Dutch oven and put that there to cool. Now, run water in your little pan or you'll cuss yourself later. I'm just warning you. You'll be very mad at yourself later if you don't soak this. And wash your hands while you're at it. Y'all know I wash my hands 50,000 times. Now, I actually have 2 refrigerators, so I'm going to actually put these in the back fridge in a minute. And I normally leave them out for a minute, just so when I put them up, they don't sweat really bad. And I'm almost too short for my Lazy Susan. Is anybody else too short for their Lazy Susan? I am. See, my plants are all doing great over there. I'm fixing to have to make banana bread because my bananas have done their due. They have done their due. Outfit today is pajama bottoms and a sweatshirt. I've done nothing but crochet today, y'all. I made a peach cobbler about a week ago, and doggone if half of it didn't sit back there, and I finally threw it out today because it's using my little mini roast pan. I don't think I've ever had a peach cobbler not be eaten until now. And I don't know if David just forgot it was there. It was not something easy enough for him to dip and eat on the run because he's been going a lot here lately. I don't know. First time in my life one's ever sat. So that kind of, I'm like, okay, we'll stop making the peach cobblers for a while. It's fine. And Margaret, I'm on it. I'm looking, and I've got some farmers that as soon as the weather fares up and we can do what we call bone rambles, I'm going to go to their bone piles and look. I should be able to find one. Should. You're 14. Is that why you're like a little shotgun? Margaret. Oh, Lord. That's why Margaret is such a blast to spend time with. She's 410. That was the first gun I shot when I was little. I was tiny. I was maybe 4 or 5. It knocked me back. I was tiny. I was nothing but knees and elbows until I was in 3rd grade. And then I got a little chunky. And then I started working cattle and sheep, and I got I was in Amazon. And then I stayed in Amazon until that boy threw the axe at me, attacked me with the axe. And I gained a little bit of weight after all the knee surgeries. I gained weight after each one. And I got healthy. I got moderately healthy again when I was supervising murders for the state, and then had 3 more surgeries. And so this is my comeback from all the surgeries. And dadgummit, it took a long time to come back from the surgeries. Yeah, Margaret, you're definitely a pew-pew. So this was literally a 10-minute cookie recipe. They're not my favorite, but my husband loves them. He likes them as a snack after his lunch. Y'all know he works outside. He's a lineman. Right? He's not happy with that job. He took it last year. He'd been at his other job for 9 years. They promised him the moon, and I told y'all yesterday all he got was stinky cheese. He's not happy at that job. I don't know how much longer he's going to stay there. But while he's out in the elements, I do try to feed him pretty decent. So I make stuff like this when I'm here so that he can take it to eat it after his lunch. He loves these. These are a favorite. And I haven't made them in a while. So this was my love language day at Valentine's Day. See, I remembered you. I made you cookies. After 22 years of marriage, he's hog hunting. So y'all go yell at him. He's the one that's not even home. I've been crocheting funny colored dinosaurs for my twin grandbabies all day. So he's out hunting. He ran his trap on this morning, come home for just a few minutes, cleaned out the stovepipe, brought in wood to prep for the snow. Done something else, and then he left again to go hog hunting. They've got a permit from TWRA to just try to get the hog numbers down on this property. So I'm home alone on Valentine's Day. It's okay, though. I took an awesome nap. But I'm fixing to crochet some more. But I wanted to get on here since I had to make these. I wanted to show y'all how to make them. Super easy. And like I said, if your husband hasn't snuck and eaten all your peanut butter, you almost always have everything you need to make these. So if you've got a decently stocked pantry, you're going to have the stuff to make these. I'm wanting to do Mama's yeast rolls, but that takes a day where I feel really, really good. And yesterday I did not feel good at all. Didn't feel good at all. We had a transformer blow a couple days ago behind our house that created some issues for a couple days while they fixed it. And I just have not felt good. And I don't know if I caught something going around when I had to go get my ear checked at the doctor's office. I have no idea. I'm feeling better today, but I slept most of the day yesterday. And I know that Sabrina has also been ill. So we might have done okay by moving that because we both kind of got sick at the same time. But we're already discussing when to reschedule. So we will get that done. We're going to have Miss Sabrina Wallace on. I'm going to ask her all the questions in the left for her and just pick her brain for a few minutes and enjoy her company in a different capacity than her just constantly teaching. That's going to be fun. But I've been hopping on when I've been cooking lately because a lot of people have been like, the few youngins I have here don't know how to cook, and they seem terribly interested in the older ways of life. And I thought, well, I'll just show you how I cook and some of the stuff I put together. Boring. It's very boring. Actually, hog hunting. Well, I did hog hunting when it was in a fenced preserve, so we could dog and hog them. And that was fun. Especially when they got angry. That was fun. Like, that was fun. But this is just blind hunting, trying to lower numbers. The TWRA is really worried about this piece of land. Thank God we finally got them worried about this piece of land. And so they're like, yeah, we need to get numbers down and go ahead. Now, we are trying to donate all the hogs that are taken off this property. We take them if their meat's good. We take them to, and it's about a 35-minute trip, but we take them to the processors. And the processors got a list of all the little senior couples or anybody that can't hunt for some reason, and they want meat. So we drop off the carcass, and the processor will process it, and then he goes down the line. And so people that can't hunt and need meat, all they have to do is pay for the processing fee. We just donate the carcass for free. It's just time and a little bit of gas money, but it's feeding a lot of people. So David has donated probably enough for a dozen families at this point. 10, yeah, at least 12 to 15 at least. And he enjoys that. It's nice to see people in town and say, oh, I got one of your hogs. Thank you so much. helped us patch groceries through. It's nice because they can process a hog for about $60. And, you know, if that's a whole hog, basically, you go to the grocery store and try to buy that much pork, ain't gonna happen. And we call them tushes here in the South, in the sticks is what we call them. I did a lot. My brother had a hunting lodge for a long time. He was a taxidermist. I did taxidermy. I helped him with a hunting lodge, helped with meat processing. We had meat processing shop. My family kind of did everything. So I did everything growing up. Did everything. I even did medical transcription, nuclear med transcription, until I got my education and started working for corrections in the parole board. And if I hadn't got this neuromuscular disorder, I probably would still be supervising murderers and doing cognitive behavioral therapy for the violent offenders. I really love that. But if I do too much, my health just bottoms out and I end up in the hospital. And it's just due to a neuromuscular disorder. It's called reflex sympathetic dystrophy. I basically have a diseased central nervous system. And because of the mess up in my nerves, my body will take moments of swelling. The joints will pop out. It creates a lot of autoimmune issues. And there for about the last 3 or 4 years I worked, the doctors were really, really scared that I was actually going to just kill over, because I was in the hospital about every 8 weeks trying to recuperate from the hours I was working. I didn't want to give up my job. And finally they said, you're going to kill yourself if you don't. So I was like, okay, I stop. So I did like a year or two of part-time counseling, kind of faded out. But it's hard to leave people that you're attached to because you're helping them in some big way. So it was difficult to leave work. My health has definitely improved. It's stabilized. I won't say it's improved. It's stabilized, and I can do more and I feel better. But I still have to be careful when I want to go do something, because I will overdo and end up sick. And the winter is very hard for me anyway. I stay sick all winter. Well, Margaret, I don't hog hunt anything that has really good tushes anymore. If we come across something, I might get David to look at it, but 9 times out of 10, if it's got good tushes on it, he's going to bull it out and sell them. And a lot of taxidermists don't even bull out the real ones. They make those fiberglass resin ones to put in that they get like 400 something degrees while they set. It was always nice to be afraid you were going to start a small fire in the taxidermy shop when you were making a set of those. That was fun. So they lie. Then they airbrush paint them, and a lot of people don't know they're not real teeth. They're just fiberglass and resin. People don't know that. But you don't come across many that have really good teeth, unless you get a really big one. And lots of times they've been fighting and broke them off and chipped them off, and it's a mess. I would rather have one with real teeth in it, even if it looks like it's gone through God knows what. It's just authentic to me. But a lot of people don't do that. But if we come across anything that David doesn't want, I'll see if he'll stick it in the pot and boil it out. He's about crunched for time, though. He's got his skulls about halfway through the process, the ones that he's doing. He has fleshed 2 bears this week that have to be tanned. And I think he's got 2 or 3 more raccoons. And after that, he might have some skunks, and then he'll have all his fleshing and stuff done, and he can start tanning. And this is the earliest, but where he's not, it snowed so much this year, and because he works outside, they've called the work crew off. So he's fleshed and got some other stuff done. This is the first time he's gotten done this early. And he's like, what am I going to do all late spring? Because there's a honey hole time for tanning for him. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe you'll help me clean the house. I don't know. I want a roof to go on the rest of the way across the front of the barn before my post work. So I've been on to him about that, but I don't know if he'll get to it. But he's also saying he's going to switch jobs. So I don't know. He may go back to that one he left that he was at for 9 years. I have not a clue. He's just really upset because he likes to go, go, go. And he has been not going as much as he wants to, and it makes him upset. He works. He doesn't know how not to work. So are you proud of me? I need somebody to be proud of me. I made cookies. But this is just something nice to do. He likes those big honking no-bake cookies, so he'll have some to stick in his lunch. And I will have said I did something nice for you. But what am I going to do now? I'm going to cool down. I'm going to go back and finish crocheting my dinosaur. And then, because he's out hunting, I will make a very late dinner. And I'm going to bread some chicken breast and lightly fry the and lightly. And I don't know what else I'm going to make. I haven't thought that far ahead because he's going to be out so late. I'm just going to make a late dinner. So, because I won't eat it anyway. I've had so much drainage and been so sick. I'm like, I'm not eating anything today. And I've just not felt like eating. So, but you still have to keep the house going. So now I'm going to do my dirty dishes. And let me get my Lotus and show you. Oh, and the heating element went out of my dryer. The heating element just went out of my dryer, so I'll have to go to the hardware store tomorrow and get a heating element. Look, they've sprouted. They sprouted. So much better to file off the ends. Don't whack them with a hammer. If you're like me, you'll just obliterate them. So I'm very happy that they've sprouted. I've got 2 more started for Mom, and they're about a week behind those. And my heating element went out of my dryer today, so tomorrow I got to go buy a heating element and handle that. And I've got laundry all over my house. I even put some on the line for a little while today, and then I had to bring it in and just scatter it through the house. So I've got laundry all through my house. It is what it is. I've had that dryer for probably 15, 17 years. I can't complain. So, but it needs a new heating element. Everything's still good, just it's not getting hot. It just went pooh. So tomorrow is going to be fixing the dryer. Howdy. Hang on, let me see. My husband normally always gets something. He very rarely comes back empty-handed. But like I said, most of the hogs that he gets now, since we've got our freezer full, he donates at the meat processors, and families that can't hunt are on a list. So he's donated at least a dozen, maybe 15 hogs to feed families this year. So the families have got to pick up. They just have to pay for the processing. He donates it for free and takes it out there for free. How many deer did he get? I can't remember how many deer he got. He got a bear during bow season. I'm fixing to make bear chili tomorrow out of that. Well, I may wait till the next day when it snows. I may wait till Sunday because it's gonna snow possibly Sunday. I'll make bear chili Sunday. But yeah, he hunts. He's constantly getting stuff, and right now he's trapping hot and heavy and tanning and getting his fur ready for fur sales next year. So if you want to see what he does, although we've had a couple things sell, you can go to his Etsy store. It's Hillbilly Heart Decor. Go to his Etsy store and you'll see some of his hides there. We're fixing to put some more stuff. As soon as I put something on, it gets bought. We're fixing to put some more hides up. I know I've got at least one more bobcat, and we've been trying to find it. It's packed. And I've got some more beaver and some more raccoons to put on. So I'll get those on probably tomorrow. I've got some raccoon bags. I've got a bag that's going to have a coyote face on it. There's the necklace with the raccoon jaw that I made yesterday on there. I gave that to him because I have so much jewelry. So much jewelry. But that was really pretty. And I wore it around yesterday just to make sure it laid right and looked right. I loved it. It hits me right on your heart right there. I love it. It's really pretty. I was like thinking about all the outfits I could wear with it, but I was like, no, I've got too much jewelry. I've got so many. I've got a mink jaw necklace, and I need to wear it more before I can justify another one. I'm from the Cumberland Plateau in Tennessee. Bumpkinville. My favorite firearm? Well, okay. Useful wise, I'm a sucker for a 7mm, just for like deer hunting and stuff. But fun shooting, I have a 9mm handgun, Smith & Wesson, that I love. But fun shooting. When I was young, I was probably 13, 14, I shot an old-timey 4570 revolver. Even though I had on ear protection, I didn't hear for 3 days. Obliterated the stump. I was just in love with that pistol. It was amazing. That was probably the most fun I'd had, just having target practice. So, but I'm not opposed to 30-06. I don't like 30-30s. My brother had a lever action 30-30. I'm not enamored with 30-30s. I like a little varmint caliber, a 17 or a 22. I like a little varmint caliber. I always got the sorry gun because I was the youngest kid, so I'm really good with like what everybody else didn't want to hunt with. But when I was 13, Dad got me a 7mm to deer hunt with, and that's pretty much where my bread and butter is with the 7 mag, and I like them. I like them a lot. 308s are nice, but I'd rather have 7mm. Have you seen that shirt on Temu? It says strawberry jams, but my Glock don't. I thought that was so. I thought I need that shirt. That is so funny. Oh, I'm the first person to answer. I mean, nobody else has answered that question. A lot of people can't answer that question. They come on here and they say stuff, but they don't actually live the life. It's sad. It's really sad. I am fixing to be 47. I'll be 47 in May. Yeah, mine was it was an old German. It was 7.56 Mauser, but it shot 7 mag, and it was such a nice rifle. I was spoiled to it. It was bolt action. I had such small hands back then that my dad actually had to sand down the handle so I could reach everything because my hands were so tiny. Because I was, like I said, 13 when I got it for Christmas. He told me it was a porcelain doll in that big box behind the tree, and I thought, why in the crap are you getting me a porcelain doll? And then I opened it, and it was a deer rifle, and I thought, oh, that makes more sense. If I was up there in Minnesota or those big Saskatchewan deer and stuff, I'd be packing probably a 30-06 or a 308. I'm just saying, because they're like Holstein cattle with antlers. They're thick. They've got thick hides, thick skin, a lot of muscling, a lot of front end on them. It's kind of like shooting a beef cow. They're big deer. Well, matter of fact, that painted Sioux ceremonial hide that I have, that has got to be an upper Midwest or Canadian deer because of the hide on it. And I need to do a deep dive into that one day when I can handle it and get it out. It's just been too ugly to get it outside. And that had to be an upper Midwest or Canadian deer because it is huge, number one. and the hide on it is so dense. And it had to be smoked tan the way it's butter. It had to be smoked tan. It's super old. I want to know how old that thing is. I'm babysitting it. I don't say I own it. I saw it, got it at auction, got it for a steal, knew what it was. Nobody else knew what it was. And I have it hanging in my house, and I'm just like its guardian right now. It's a piece of history, and I'm just in love with it. But it's gigantic. My what? I still look younger. Oh, it's my chipmunk cheeks. They help. They hide my age. My son is married. He's an arborist. He's got a 2-year-old going on 3-year-olds. My daughter's married. She's a vet tech, and almost got her vet license, and has twins. So I have 3 grandchildren. That's why I'm crocheting dinosaurs. Grandchildren. They domesticated me. Actually, I think my injuries did, but it's okay. I like to crochet. It's fun. I mean, I'm sewing like coonskin hats or beaver hats or Cody hats, raccoon purses, Cody messenger bags, possibility bags. It's throw in a crochet. It's normal. It's normal. We had to sand that one down so I could hang on to it and work everything correctly. Just to be safe. But oh gosh, I love that. It was my go-to. Probably until 24. Yeah, probably until 24. And then I've kind of we've shuffled guns when the kids got old enough to hunt. We just shuffled guns, whoever wanted to hunt with what. And I would end up again with what nobody else wanted to hunt with. But I was always the one that bore sighted the guns in because I was such a good shot. I miss doing all that because of my health, but, fun times. Fun to talk about. If you want to see what my son does now, you can go on TikTok, and it's called Papa Log, all one word. He does chainsaw wood carvings as well. Very talented little turd. Red-headed as red-headed can be. Boy, that Irish genetics just did not overcome the Cherokee at all. It just red-headed as red-headed can be. I look like my dad. Everybody else looks like my mom. But he's an arborist and does chainsaw carving. and he's got a TikTok. He's doing some good work. He's not got very many videos up yet, but he'll get there. He'll get there. He's very talented. Yeah, we would always augment the gun. Like if I knew I was going to have that for a long time, so we augmented it, and then you can build it up later if you. But my hands are still fairly small, so we left it alone. And then when I departed with it, because I got in a big way wanted a different rifle. Another lady that I knew and that she had been after it for years, she wanted it, and she had tiny hands, so that's where it went. And she still got it, as far as I know. She hasn't told me she sold it, and normally that's something she would tell me because we thought that thing was a baby. It was just the best little gun. Older than the sticks, but buddy, it was built good. And you know, sometimes them German stuff will, you know, they'll have problems. You know, sometimes you get into them German weapons and they'll have problems. But I have to say that one never did. That one never did. Some German weapons are notoriously screwing up on you. That one never did. I was very proud of it. It's a very good gun. Okay, now it's time for me to go put these in the back fridge. Ooh, and get a tan. Oh, with my mini chainsaw. I've got to go and cut all the crap around the house as soon as it gets warm enough for me to do it. I just grew up like another son. It had to be done, so I did it. Worked for me. I'm going to go put these in the back fridge. Now y'all know how to make this easy, really easy cookie. Make them for somebody. Do something nice for somebody. I'm going to also go and pull all my laundry into a central location and see what's dry and what's still wet. What's still wet is going to go closer to the stovepipe. And then tomorrow when I get my heating element, I'll put it in the dryer, and then hopefully won't have to do this again. Y'all, my house looks like laundry just vomited everywhere because I did a huge load of like all small stuff. Heating element went out, and I was like, crap. You know how hard it is to hang small stuff throughout your house so it dries? So I have ordered actually one of those clotheslines you hook to the wall, and I'm going to hook it right across, almost right beside the wood stove in the winter, so that if this happens again, I can light a fire and dry my clothes real quick. Because I do have a little tree that I hang stuff on, but not enough for a load of laundry. This one's got 2 cables to come out, and you crank them tight. You brace them on a 2x4, and you can load like 65 pounds of clothes on there and dry them. I'm doing that because I ain't never doing this again. If it had been pretty, I could have put them on the line. I put them on the line for a few minutes, but it was just not pretty enough to do anything. So, but if it had been really pretty, I could have put them on the line and got them dry, but not on a day like today. So I'm still contending with laundry. It is my world right now, but it's the last load. Thank God it went on the last load and not the first one. So small favors. So I'm going to go put my cookies up. Now you know how to make them. Make somebody some cookies. Do something nice for somebody. You can even mix at the very end before you splat them out. You can mix butterscotch chips, chocolate chips, M&Ms, whatever you want to add in. You can add in at the very end before you scoop them out to cool. But I like them plain. Well, I don't. David does. So this is what he's getting for his lunch next week as a memento that I thought about him and made him something nice. Even though he's not home on Valentine's Day, he's off hunting hogs. But I can't blame him because that's where I'd be too if I felt like it. Getting old and crippled is not fun, y'all. I'm getting used to it, but it's not any fun. So, I'm going to be cooking late tonight, so don't expect a dinner cooking video. But maybe tomorrow we can hop on for a craft. I've got a couple that I'm running through, trying to figure out which one I'm going to do. It's going to be something I can sit, talk, chit-chat while you watch me do it. It'll be kind of low, chill, you know. So let's say if I feel as good tomorrow as I have today, we'll do a craft middle of the day and visit for a while. Yeah, let's plan on that. And then as soon as Sabrina gets back with me and picks her day, we'll reschedule that and get that on because I know that's something everybody's wanting to get done. I want to get it done. Like, I'm really excited about it too. I want to get it done too. We have a new transformer on the road behind us, so no electrical issues, hopefully. That was a problem the other day. And I think we're both beginning to feel better, so maybe we can get it done in the near future. We are currently talking about it. So just hang on to your honeys. We'll get it done. Okay, I'm going to go put cookies up. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. My mother's yeast rolls will be one of the next few recipes we do because it's just going to have to be done. And they're amazing. So if you want a really yummy yeast roll, definitely make sure you watch that, write down the recipe, and it's multiple steps. It's going to take a few hours to make them. I may record it and then put it up and edit it. But it's the best yeast rolls that I've ever eaten in my entire life. They even bypass the Amish lady that cooks up at the deli up here. I will eat Mom's before I will go for hers, if that tells you anything. So we're going to do that really, really soon. I was thinking about maybe running down to Mom's and doing it with her and then editing the video. It just depends on the weather and what the snow does. It's still snowing here. It won't stop. But we'll get through that. Do a craft first. But y'all have a great night. Squeeze somebody and hug them today. Remind them that you love them. And if nobody else says it, I love you. But, you know, as Fearfully Created would say, Jesus loves you a whole lot more. So have a great night. End the day with a smile. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I miss my dog. I really do.